Shalom. Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
So, welcome everyone. This is like, in the 24 years I've been a rabbi, this is like the high holy days of Sukkot attendance. In my life, I've never seen anything like this. This is unreal. We want to thank you for coming. We're delighted that you're here, and I guess if you have an amazing speaker, it helps. So, Chag Sameach. We're moving now from not eating on Yom Kippur and totally feeling purified and recognizing where our true source of comfort comes from, to going into the Sukkah where we're not comfortable at all. But we remember from Yom Kippur that we're not supposed to be comfortable by physical things. We bring that comfort of Yom Kippur, that real sense of what we rely on, now into the holiday of Sukkot. The truth is, you really can't fulfill Yom Kippur if you don't have Sukkot also. You're not putting a period on the sentence. I thought about giving a High Holy Day sermon that's just one line on Yom Kippur and just saying, I'll know if this is a good sermon if you come to Sukkot or not. So it must have been really something this year because, again, I've never seen more than 9 people. Well, usually we have like 7 people and then the 3 of us, or maybe we get 4 of us to make the minyan. So this is really something very special. We want to thank Temple Judea because they helped and shared the expenses of flying our very special 2 guests in tonight, so we're very grateful to them. They spoke over at Temple Judea as well, and we'll talk about them in a little while. But let's all just take, for a moment, a very deep breath, prepare for Sukkot, turn to each other and say, Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
And we want to make sure we're using the thicker prayer books today. The reason why is because the thin ones only have Shabbat services. The thick ones have weekday and festival service. So we're in the thicker prayer books tonight. And if you didn't get one, they're in the back, the larger blue books.
Thank you. So again, I will tell you, Shalev and Eunice had, Temple Judea had brought them in to speak on Yom Kippur to their group, and they were supposed to fly to LA, and when that didn't pan out, Rabbi Fish called me, and we were all, so I called Rabbi Barris, and he said, are you kidding? Like, we can have Shalev speak with Eunice. We were so excited. So we're going to be hearing from them shortly. But we're going to have our service first. So I see that Rabbi Robin Fisher is here. So I'm going to invite her up to join me over here by our candles. Yay. She will officially be one of our rabbis in January. For now, she's just a beloved colleague. And all right, so Robin, so I would love to have you, before we light our festival candles, if we can light this candle for the hostages. Thank you. By the way, this candle is actually from artists in Israel who, because of the war, have not been able to sell their wares. So there's a special group, ESEC, where you can purchase from small Israeli companies. So that's where this candle comes from. And now if you'd like to join us for our festival candle lighting, we're on page 384.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher krishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu ladlik ner shel Yom Tov.
Amen. All right, we're going to continue. We are going to have our Kiddush and Challah actually later when we're in the Sukkah. So thank you, Rabbi Fisher. We are going to continue in our service with our call to worship on page 394.
Please rise. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
On page 397 for our first day of the holiday of Sukkot, it says at the bottom of the page, the colors of the early evening sky blend and deepen, allowing new lights to be seen twinkling through the branches. The promise that in darkness, new light will be revealed. Please join us with God's Love, Ahavat Olam 398.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbenu Ukumenu nasiach b'chukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל עמו ישראל.
Page 400.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Vaed.
We can be seated. We continue on page 402. If you need a seat, we have chairs up here in the front.
I could have sworn that I saw Abby.
You
Did
did.
you
Oh,
see
Abby. I
Abby?
did see Abby.
Is Abby here? Would Abby like to come up and lead us in the Ve'ahavta? Not feeling it? No problem. I've got you covered, friend. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh Asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lektecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beinenecha, uktavtam al mizuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim lelohekem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet.
On page 405, join me. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird which cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field covered with snow. Hold fast to dreams. Our dreams finally came true. We sang this Micha Mocha, and Cantor, we have a special tune for this evening.
Indeed. That Sukkot may not be the most memorable of melodies for everyone, but if you don't remember it, you are in luck because we're going to learn it together today as a nigun. So let's do that. Let's just try that. Next part. Yai die yada die die yai da die 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 just that. Yai die da da die die yai da die die die. Let's put it together. Yai da die 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 yada die da die die die. Yai die yada die die yai da die 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 again. Yai da die 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 yai da die die die. Yai, die, da, da, die, die, yai, da, die, die, die. The next part. Yai, da, die, 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 die. Yai, da, die, 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 die. Let's try that. Yai, da, die, 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 die. Yai, da, die, 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 die. Perfect. Yai, die, die, die. Yai, da, die, die, die. Last part. Yai, die, die, die. Yai, da, die, die, die. Mika mocha. Mika mocha. Bailim Adonai. Mika mocha. Nedar bakodesh. Nora. Tehilot. Oseh. למלכותך, מלכותך, ראו בניך. בוקי הים לפני משה מרים, זה לי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם בעת ידדי, ידדי די די די, ידדי די די די. Yai die da da die 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 da die die die. Yai da die 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 die. Yai da die 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 die. Yai die die die. Yai die 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 da da die. למרכיב אדוני יעקב, וגלום יד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גל ישראל.
On page 408, we have the Hashkivenu prayer, which asks God to watch over us as we lay down during the night, and in particular, to spread over us a sukkah, that's right, a Sukkot Shlomecha, a sukkah of peace. We are so joyful, right, that we are going into this Zman Simchatenu, this time of our season of joy, of being in the sukkah, reconnecting to nature, of the harvest and the blessings. And we also see how vulnerable we are when we're in that sukkah. And when you're going to shortly hear the story of Shalev and Eunice, and one of the things that you're going to hear is how Eunice was able to create a Sukkot Shlomecha. Vulnerable, scary, and yet enough to feel protected and to feel God's presence. Please join us with Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chayim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chayim.
Turn to page 468, and if you're comfortable to do so, we rise for the tefillah.
Anana sifatai tiftach. Anana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Anana Adonai. Anana sifatai tiftach. Anana ufi yagid tehilatecha. Anana Adonai. Anana sifatai tiftach. Anana ufi yagid tehilatecha. We continue silently.
You may be seated. We join at the bottom of page 478. You have chosen us in love and favor by making us holy through your mitzvot and drawing us close to your service, that through us your great and holy name may become known in all the earth. In your love, Adonai, our God, you have given us this feast of gladness and seasons of joy on this Sukkot season of our thanksgiving, to unite in worship and recall the exodus from Egypt. Page 480, we answer the cantors with Amen.
The blessings at the bottom of the page. Zokrenu Adonai Eloheinu bo letova. Amen. Ufogzenu bo livracha.
Amen.
Ehoshienu bo lechayim.
Amen. We turn inward now. We take a few moments for our own silent prayers and devotions as we think about embarking on Sukkot, the time of vulnerability, the time of nature. Although when Rabbi Greengrass said we return back to nature, I thought of my sukkah at home and thinking of everything hanging in there was made in China. But we're getting the feeling of connecting and all that we are thankful for, even at times of vulnerability. We pause for our own silent meditations. We think of our loved ones who need our prayers for healing. And we are especially thinking of the hostages and their families, all of our brothers and sisters in Medinat Yisrael and the state of Israel, who will be uplifted, who need God's presence, healing them, trying to make them whole, putting them on a road of recovery and wellness. And so we think of them as we think of those we love as we turn to page 511 for Amisha Barach for healing.
Yisheberach avotenu mikor habraka leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yisheberach imotenu mikor habraka leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We turn to page 586 and we rise for the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
The first time that I visited the Nova site after October 7th, I don't know, it was there several months after, and I had a lot of trouble connecting to the place because we'd all seen the videos and we all knew everything that, good? We all knew everything that happened there. But when I was there, I just couldn't. So I had my phone with me, and I was trying to, watch videos to try to get a sense and feel for the place. And it was just, I don't know, maybe too surreal. And then a few months later, I went back again. This time when I went back, we had a survivor give us a tour. And when the survivor gave us a tour, it was a completely different experience. And he walked around and he showed us where he was when this happened, where he was when that happened, and how he got away, and so forth. And I remember I asked him, before we got on the bus to say goodbye, I asked him, how are you doing? And he said, I'm doing fine, how are you? I said, no, how are you doing? Do you sleep through the night? Are you able to? And this was a long time ago. This was when it had almost just happened. And he just smiled and looked at me and said, of course I'm not all right. It's really, really tough. But he said, somewhat typical Israeli reaction, what choice do I have but to go on? So when Rabbi Greengrass told me we had the opportunity to have Shalev Biton and Eunice come and speak here, first I said, well, Sukkot, what's the connection? It's supposed to be a happy time, and when we think of Nova, it's the opposite of a happy time. But then I thought, well, when you hear the story, and I don't want to give it away, but when you hear the story, you'll understand. Because there's a story, more than anything, of fragility and shelter. So I don't want to say any more than that because I'll leave it to Shalev and Eunice to tell the story, but it's a story of fragility and shelter. And when I realized that, I said, oh my goodness, that's exactly what Sukkot is. So we're very fortunate on Tisha B'Av this year. The service was at Beth David, and it's a service that all of the synagogues do together. And of the 2,000 families that we have here, we usually get 3 people who come to it. And then we try to have one rabbi per congregant who comes. So we had the 3 of us, and then maybe 3 of the 8,000 people who go to Beth Am. It was a very special event, and Shalev spoke. And when we heard that we had a chance to hear him again, but this time at Beth Am, on Sukkot, when it had to do with shelter, we said, oh my goodness, what an opportunity. So I just want to say one last thing. Sukkot is a moment of fragility. Right? We go out into the sukkah at a time when the harvest season is coming in and you're doing your best and you have the most money and you have the most fruit to sell in the market and you have the most of everything and you're doing great. That's when God says, go out into the sukkah. Don't think that all of this harvest is because of you. I'm the one who makes the fruit grow. I said this to someone recently this week. I said, we don't pray maybe like some of the other ancient Near Eastern religions. We don't pray to the fruit that grows. We pray to the source that causes it to happen. And so when we go out into the sukkah and we feel like we're fragile, it's because we recognize where our true shelter comes from. So what Sukkot is, and I ask you to just think about this when you hear Shalev and Eunice sharing their story. Because what Sukkot is transforming fragility into holiness. I'm going to say it one more time. What Sukkot is turning fragility into holiness, into sanctity. And that may not sound like that much right now, but once you hear this story and realize that's what Sukkot is, I think we'll all say, wow, were we lucky to share this moment here for Sukkot. So it's very heartwarming to see all of you. I've never seen such a crowd for Sukkot in my life. And I'm really, really honored to invite now Eunice along with Shalev Biton to share their incredible story with us. So please welcome Eunice and Shalev.
Just to leave it.
ברוך הבא. ברוך הבא. תודה לכם. תודה.
Shalom. Good evening. Just a second. Shalom, good evening. My name is Shalev Biton. I'm a Nova survivor, and I'm here to share with you my October 7th story. And I'm here for me, this is the first time in America with Eunice that he will share his point of view from the October 7th. So I'm, first of all, have to say that I'm very excited to be here in front of you. For me, this is such an important thing for me to do, to share this testimony or story or experience, I don't know how to call it. Until now, I don't have the correct word, with people. So, and with very good people. And so thank you for this opportunity. And I will begin and say that for me, the October 7th didn't begin actually on the October 7th. The October 7th began, I think, 2.5 years before October 7th, when I was a combat soldier in the IDF. I served in the Nahal Brigade. And we were in a mission at the border of Gaza, in an army base called Paga, which is under the control of Kibbutz Nahal Oz. Probably you heard this name. So I served from March 21 until July 21 at the border. And during this time, we had the Shomer Chomot operation. This operation, called in English the Guardian of the Walls. Yes, Guardian of the Walls. This operation happened in May 21. It was kind of short operation of 10 days. And the IDF didn't go inside Gaza, also Hamas. And after 10 days, that during this time, me and my soldier, I was a staff sergeant. So we were just ready and waiting for the Hamas terrorists to cross the border, because the intelligence of the IDF told us that Hamas have plans to cross the border by motorcycles, by pickup trucks, by paragliders, all the things, by boats, all the things that we saw on October 7th. But we heard about much smaller invasion, like some few dozens of terrorists that will explode the border on 6, 7 different spots. And we were so ready for that nothing happened. 2 months later, I finished my service. And like most of the Israelis, I just saved some money. Then I booked a flight. I traveled in Peru, then in Colombia, then in Thailand, and then in Australia. During my time in Australia, I met my girlfriend, Gali, and she is Israeli from Israel. We met in Melbourne. And we traveled together since April 20, that was April 23, we traveled together in Australia. And in the middle of August 23, 2 months before October 7th, we decided to go back home because I was missing my family. And we knew that soon the Jewish holidays will come and we want to be with our families. So we booked a flight ticket. And the flight ticket was, the first one actually we booked was for the October 7th night. So actually I wasn't supposed to be in Israel during the Nova festival. But then I understood that I will miss Yom Kippur. And so I changed the flight ticket. We paid another $200 to change it. Then we landed in Israel on the 23rd of September. That was Saturday, noon, exactly 2 weeks before October 7th. And then I remember that I was very excited to meet my family and then my friends because we didn't see each other for 2 years. We are very good friends from school. And we all were combated at the IDF. Then we traveled for 2 years, so we didn't see each other. And we knew that there is Nova in the last day of Sukkot. So we bought our tickets few weeks before the October 7th. For me, not few weeks, that was few days, 6 days before the festival. My friends, they bought their tickets few months before because this was a very big event in Israel. We were 4,400 people inside this event. Here it's pretty nothing, but in Israel it's a huge event. So we were so happy that we will meet each other. And to be honest, I'm not so into trance music so much, but I went there only because of my friends, because I wanted to see them. So we met in Tel Aviv on Friday night, October 6th. We met. At the beginning, we went to see the sunset in Tel Aviv. Then we went to their apartment. We ate the Sukkot dinner. And at midnight, we started to drive south. We drove for hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. And then we arrived to the festival area around 1:40 a.m. We parked our car inside the festival area. We came by 2 cars, 6 friends, 3 and 3 inside each car. And with a lot of camping stuff with us because you want to feel at home during this kind of festival, even though this festival was less than 24 hours. So we brought with us like 7 tents, a lot of chairs, a lot of tables just to feel at home. So the festival began on Friday, 11 p.m., supposed to end on October 7th, 7 p.m., or Saturday, 7 p.m. So less than 24 hours. And we went inside the festival area. We started to explore the area of the festival. That was very, I can say, very organized, well organized inside it. A lot of signs, a lot of everything were very organized. That it was main stage, big stage. Then it was a camping site that surrounded this main stage. We had another stage, few hundred meters next to it. And that's important because for me to tell you, because tiny fact that most of the people don't know is that the production had a small problem there inside the stage. They couldn't open the main stage because a crane was stuck in the middle of the stage. Something not so special, to be honest, and that was fine. So we could dance only in the mushroom stage, which is the more complicated music, I can describe it. And that was for me too tough, so I danced for 10 minutes, and that's it. I told my friends, okay, you can keep dancing, this music is not for me, and I went back to my tent. Here are this is a photo of the first Nova. This happened in June 21, 2021, And we went to these Novas, the first one, the second one, then we all traveled 2 years abroad. So this Nova, October 7th, was, for me, the third one. And this production began on, I think, around 2021. Here you can see, this is the Nova site itself. This is Kibbutz Be'eri. And here you can see all those blue pins, the flags. So I pinned them 2.5 years before October 7th. I served there at the border. So I knew a bit the border, the Hamas, but this area I didn't know because you don't go in this area. It's like too far from the border. So here's the map of the Nova. This is the main stage, all the camping site. This is the smaller stage. And you can hear a bit. So that was the music inside this stage. So on 2:53 a.m. we separated. 3 friends stayed on the stage. This stage kept dancing, and I went with my friends back to our tent. On 4 a.m. I went inside my tent. A moment before I went inside my tent, it was very loud all the time because of the music. So my friend asked me if I want earplugs. So I told him, yes, I would love to get earplugs because it was very, very loud there. So I used those earplugs. And I could hear, I'm a musician, I'm producing music in the last few years. So when you use earplugs, you can hear only the lower frequencies of the music. So I could hear only the kick and the bass. And it has very fixed rhythm in these genres. Then on 5:55 a.m., while I'm trying to sleep, because it was pretty impossible to sleep there, I remember that I was waking up because I can hear some boom sound that didn't work for me with the rhythm. It has like, not in the rhythm for me. That was very strange. I knew that we are close to the border. I knew that sometimes things can happen at the border, and it's kind of usual things here in Israel. So I remember that I opened my phone. I went to an Israeli news website, Ynet, to check if something is going on at the border. I didn't see anything special, just some articles about Sukkot. So I told myself, okay, you're just imagining, everything is fine, go back to sleep. Then on 6:29 a.m., I remember that I was hearing the launch of the missiles. I recognized the noise from the first moment. And then I remember I opened my tent. I looked to the west, the northwest side, towards the border with Gaza. I saw thousands of trails of rockets on the sky, and most of them were flying towards Tel Aviv, Ashdod, so not exactly towards the Nova, but we saw thousands of trails aimed to Israel, and we knew that for us, it's better to pack all our stuff and drive back home and do it fast, but not too stressed, or too fast that we will be too stressed. So just make it fast as we can, but stay calm. So in 7 minutes, we packed all our stuff in a very fast way and calm way. And me and my friends, we were sitting inside our cars on 6:50 a.m. And in those moments, we were just waiting to drive a very short way from the parking lot to the 232 road, the main road, the road that connects all the kibbutzim. So we tried to drive this very short way, 500 meters. We couldn't do it because we had a huge traffic jam in front of us. We even didn't drive, I think, even a few meters. And during those moments, I remember that we started to hear a lot of gunshots from the border. And for me, that was kind of, it makes sense, because I knew that when the Hamas launch rockets, they're trying to shoot with weapons from Gaza against the kibbutzim. In some places, the distance is so short, they can shoot with heavy weapon, they can damage a house or hurt someone if someone is standing outside. In Achalos, the distance is 700 meters. It's very, very short. So this is the thing that I know from my service, just because of it. And then I remember that we heard these gunshots, but they were pretty far. So that was kind of normal for me. And then we started to drive very, very slowly inside the festival area for 20 minutes until we actually understood that we are circling the area of the festival because we arrived to the same location as we started to drive. Then we tried to find another way. We found another road. We had a huge mess and huge chaos around us all the time. And then I remember that a bit south, we found a very small junction to connect to this main road. And during those moments, we were on this main road. Then I remember that was 7 and 10 a.m., 7:14 a.m. I remember that we started to hear a lot of gunshots from the east side, the southeast side of Israel, which is absolutely not the border, is the opposite side. That was very, very strange for me and for my friends. We all were combat, and we knew that we're not supposed to hear any gunshots from Israel during Saturday morning. So we decided to leave our car to get better understanding what's going on. So I remember that I opened the door. I was sitting on the back seat on the right side. I opened the door to the right side of the road, and I saw 15 meters in front of me a small car, that all the front mirror was crashed, absolutely crashed because of gunshots. And some woman that's sitting inside this car, she was bleeding very heavy from her upper body, and she was screaming very, very loud. And I was in shock. I saw her. I had no idea what's going on. And I remember that for me, I kind of froze for a moment, and then I remember a guy that ran towards the door, opened the door, and carried her on his hands while she is bleeding and screaming, and he ran with her in front of us on this main road towards the festival area to give her a medical treatment, probably, because we had an ambulance inside the festival area that later the Hamas shoot RPG on this ambulance and killed, I think, all the people that were inside. And since that moment, that was 7 and 10 a.m., this kind of moment, I wanted to say picture, but it happened. This moment kind of changed everything for me and got me to understand that we are in a different situation. Then we started to hear those gunshots. We started to walk on running because we couldn't much running between those cars. This 500 meters, 600 meters on this road were full of cars, people, a huge mess. And we were on this main road for another 20 minutes. We had no idea what to do. We left our car after we saw the car that was shot, the woman that she was shot. We left everything inside the car. We locked it. We were on this main road until 7:40, until a moment that I can remember like a movie, like a pictures kind of. I remember a woman standing next to me shouting, "There are terrorists on motorcycles, there are terrorists on motorcycles." She actually yelled this sentence very, very hard, very loud, next to us. And then I remember that I became, sorry? Then I remember that when I saw this woman, it was one picture, then the second one was, I remember that I started to hear a lot of gunshots, and then we understood that at the same moment you understand that these gunshots are at you. So you start to run by an instinct to the opposite side. So we started to run very, very fast on the fields, on the open fields. So these are photos from, I think, after 2 or 3 kilometers of running. And here you can see this open field. You can see that it was after seeding. So that was pretty much very tough for us to run on it. But in the other hand, it helped us because my friend, he was he was in a special unit. So he had the instinct to lay on the ground, and he started to crawl inside those ditches, on this field. So he kept rolling for a few minutes. We were crawling after him. Then the gunshots stopped. I remember that I stood up on my knees. I look back to the west side to see if I can find any, who was shooting at us. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see anything special, so we kept running very fast. And then, after 8 kilometers, we found a greenhouse in the middle of the field. and this was a pretty closed greenhouse. And during the way, we found another woman that she was hiding inside the bush, and she joined us. We met another two guys, Atir and Aviel, so there are their names, so they joined us. We became 6 people. And we saw a greenhouse pretty far from us. We started to walk and go. We thought this will be a very good shelter because no one can see it inside it because it's kind of closed. So I remember we were sitting on 9:20 a.m. inside this greenhouse, and during those moments we could hear that we are next to a farm. First of all, we could see it on Google Maps. The satellite view in Google Maps helped us a lot during those moments. And I remember that we could hear someone who works with a hammer every few minutes, and all the time we could hear Thai music was playing on the background. And there are a lot of Thai people in Israel who works in the agriculture, and for us that was a very positive sign. So we decided to go inside this farm. Maybe there are people that can help us, just give us water. We were very thirsty after 8 kilometers of running with nothing. We left everything inside our car. When everything started, I was sleeping. So I slept with a sweatshirt and a pajama pants. Then I ran half naked for 8 kilometers for 2 hours. So we decided to go inside this farm. I went inside it, and first of all, I saw 12 Thai people cooking a breakfast in front of me, like cooking omelette or something like that. And I was absolutely in shock. They were in shock like me. And first, I was so thirsty, so I just asked them for water. And they pointed towards some direction inside the farm. I could see between some buildings a tap. I walked towards this tap, and then I remember that during the moment I'm bent to drink from this tap, someone called me from my back saying, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And he said this sentence in Hebrew with very strong Arabic accent, and I was in shock. I turned around. He came from my back, so I didn't see him. He was in front of me, and I was so, I can't say I froze. Just froze and waited for the moment he will try to attack me, because I knew that there are people from Gaza that can work in Israel. That was legal for them during those days. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, I hope he is not from Gaza. And waited for the moment he will try to beat me. Then this moment kind of was the longest moment in my life. Nothing happened. He asked me, who am I, what I'm doing there. I told him, my name is Shalev. I ran from the Nova. There were Hamas that shooted us there. We ran. We found this place. Who are you? What are you doing here? And I'm so happy that we have Yunus now to share his perspective from this moment, because Yunus was the guy you can guess. And for me, you'll understand more, so I will keep it to Yunus. And thank you, Giora, for translating Yunus.
One.
טוב, שלום לכולם. אני אלגרנאוי יונס, בדואי, גר במדינת ישראל.
My name is Ali El Grinawi. I'm a Bedouin.
יונס. זה על זה החבר.
אנחנו נספר. Yunus El Grinawi, a Bedouin from the Negev in Israel.
אני ב7 באוקטובר, אני עובד בעוטף עזה קרוב ל-30 שנה.
I work around the Gaza area for over 30 years.
ובאותו שבת השחורה אני הייתי שם בבוקר עם 24 תאילנדים שעובדים שם.
On October 7 in the morning, I was there in that farm area with 24 Thai workers that were working there.
בשעה 6:15 בבוקר שמעתי טילים שיוצאים לשטח ישראל.
6:15 in the morning, he heard rockets that are coming towards Israel.
אז לא הייתי יודע מה קורה. יצאתי מהחדר שלי, ראיתי את התאילנדים גם מסתכלים למעלה על הטילים.
I I got out of my room. I saw the Thai people also looking at the records. I didn't know what was going on.
אנחנו בעוטף רגילים לשמוע טילים 1, 2, זה רגיל בשבילנו.
In this area, we are used to hear rockets, 1 or 2, a few of them. We're used to it.
אבל ב-7 באוקטובר הכמות של הטילים שיצאו זה היה משהו מוזר.
But on October 7, it was a very different, strange thing.
אז יצאתי, שאלתי את התאילנדים מה קורה, אז הם גם לא ידעו. רבע שעה אחרי זה אני מקבל טלפון מהבן שלי, איפה אתה? אני בעבודה, הוא אומר לי תחזור הביתה.
So I asked the Thai people if they know anything. They didn't know anything. Then I got a call from home, and they said, leave everything and come home.
אמר לי שנכנסו מחבלים משטח ישראל, אמרתי לו בטח 1, 2 והכל יהיה בסדר.
So I was told that a few terrorists came into Israel, so I answered that, well, only a few of them came in an hour or so, it will be all okay.
אז אחרי עוד 10 דקות אח שלי אומר לי תחזור הביתה, יש מחבלים שנכנסו לשטח ישראל, אז אמרתי מה קורה עם המחבלים? אז התחילו לשלוח לי סרטונים.
So my brother calls him and tells him you have to leave, and later on he started sending him videos.
אז ראיתי שמחבלים נכנסו בכמויות ולא יכולתי ללכת, למה הרכב שלי היה דומה לרכב של המחבלים.
So he realized from the videos that a lot of terrorists are coming in, but he actually couldn't leave because his pickup truck was the same type of pickup truck that was used by the terrorists coming into Israel from Gaza.
אז קראתי לתאילנדים וראיתי להם את הסרטונים, אמרתי להם שאנחנו במצב לא טוב, אנחנו צריכים לשמור על עצמנו.
I showed the Thai employees the videos that we have to take care of ourselves.
שמתי בכל שער איזה 3-4 תאילנדים ואמרתי להם כל דבר שאתם רואים, אתם באים להגיד לי, אתם לא עושים כלום.
I took 3 Thai people in every one of the gates of the farm, and I tell them, you don't do anything, you just tell me if you see anything.
קרוב לשעה 9:30, אחד התאילנדים מסמן לי שיש מישהו בתוך החווה בפנים.
After about an hour and a half, one of the Thai gives him a sign that there is somebody in the farm, inside the farm.
אז אני מסמן לו, שב, ואני בא, ראיתי בן אדם שעם פנים לשם, ואני בא מאחריו, ואני ראיתי בן אדם בלי חולצה, אבל זיהיתי שיש לו עגלים באוזניים.
So I told the Thai, just stay there, and I decided to come towards this person, and I saw a man from a distance. I'm getting closer to him, and I see that he has earrings, so I said, no, this is one of ours.
אז שאלתי אותו, כן, מה אפשר לעזור לך? אז הוא מסתכל עליי נבהל, אומר לי, מי אתה? אתה מחבל?
I asked him, what are you doing? Can I help you? And he was very scared looking at me.
אז אמרתי לו, אז אמרתי לו, לא, אני עובד פה, אמרתי לו, מי אתה? אמר לי, אנחנו ברחנו מהנובה, היו מחבלים וירו עלינו, ואנחנו ברחנו לכיוון שלך.
So he asked me, who are you? He said, well, I'm coming from a Nova. We were in Nova. From the Nova, we escaped from there and came this direction.
So we have 2 versions for this moment. The first one is that Yunus said that I asked him, are you a terrorist? But Yunus doesn't like most of the time to share it because he wants to, like, he is like, not to embarrass me. Yeah, so that's why but I don't remember it much, so I don't know.
אז אמר לי, אם אתה יכול לעזור לי, אמרתי לו, כן, בטח. אמר לי שהוא נמצא עם עוד 5 חברים שמתחבאים מתחת לכלים. אמרתי לו, תקרא לכולם.
He asked me if I can help, if I can help him. And he said yes. And he said, well, there are 5 more here. So he said, just bring them in.
אז אמר להם, חבר'ה, תצאו, יש פה מישהו רוצה לעזור לנו, אז כולם באו אליי, התחילו לשאול אותי, מי אתה, מאיפה אתה, מה אתה עושה פה?
So he called his friends. They came in and asked me, who am I? What am I doing here? They wanted to know.
אמרתי להם, אני בדואי מרהט, אני עובד פה כמעט 30 שנה, ולקחתי אותם לחדר אוכל, אמרתי להם, בואו תשבו, תשתו, תשטפו פנים.
I told them I'm a Bedouin from Rahat, and I work here for 30 years, and I asked them to come into the room, please wash your face.
עזרתי להם במה שהיה לי, במה שיכולתי לעזור, קצת אוכל, מטעני טלפונים, ומה שיכולתי לעזור, עזרתי.
I tried to help them as much as I could, some food, some help them with telephones.
אז אני שמתי אותם פה והייתי מסתובב לראות מה קורה בשטח בחוץ.
I asked them to stay inside, and I walked outside to see what's going outside.
אז אחד התאילנדים מסמן לי, גם יונס, יש מישהו בשער.
So suddenly one of the Thai person says, there is somebody at the gate.
אז אני, השער רחוק ממני בערך 150 מטר, אני בא מזהה בחורה שעומדת בשער, אז אני הולך לכיוון שלה.
He sees far at the gate. The gate is about 450 feet away. He looks and he recognizes a woman standing there.
אז כשהתקרבתי אליה, היא מרוב פחד לא זזה, התחילה להחליף צבעים, והיא חשבה גם אני מחבל, אז אמרתי לה, תרגעי, הכל בסדר, אני באתי לעזור לך.
When I approached her, she got very scared. She was changing colors. And I approached her and I told her to relax.
אז היא אמרה לי שהיא נמצאת עם עוד חבר פה, שהוא מתחבא מאחורה, אז אמרתי לה, תקריא לו, אז התחילה לקרות לו, גלעד, תצא, יש פה מישהו רוצה לעזור לנו.
She said, I'm here with another young man, and she called him, Gilad, come over here, there's somebody who wants to help.
אז יצא גלעד, גלעד רץ מהנובה עד אליי איזה 8 קילומטר בלי נעליים.
So Gilad came, he ran for 8 kilometers, about 5 miles, without any shoes.
אז אמרתי לו, הכל בסדר, ראיתי שיש לו דם ברגליים, אמרתי לו, תכף אנחנו מגיעים, יש אנשים שהגיעו לפניך.
When I saw him, he has blood on his foot and on his feet. He said it will only be very short. You have to go. There are other people here already.
ושמתי את כולם ביחד והייתי מסתובב לראות אם מגיעים מחבלים, אז היו שואלים אותי, אתה חושב שיגיעו מחבלים? אמרתי להם, לא, לא יגיעו מחבלים.
So they were all inside the room and I was roaming around all the time and they were asking me, do you think there will be more terrorists coming? I wasn't sure about that.
אז שאלו אותי אם יגיעו מחבלים, איפה נתחבא, אז היה לידינו כותנה, זן של כותנה שגודל במטר 82 מטר. אמרתי להם, אם יבוא חס וחלילה, אנחנו ניכנס בתוך הכותנה.
They asked me, what should we do if the terrorists will come? So next door there was a field, a cotton field. And the field was about 6 foot tall, and he said, if anybody will come, we'll all run into the cotton field and hide there.
אז היה ביניהם אחד בשם אייל, אמר לי, תן לי את הטלפון שלך וטלפון של מישהו שעובד איתך פה, אחד יהודי, אז נתנתי לו שלי ושל חבר שלי.
One of them asked for a telephone, so I gave him one phone and another phone number of him and of his friend.
אחרי שישבנו פה בערך שעה וחצי, הכל היה בסדר.
After about an hour and a half, we were sitting there. Everything was okay.
עד שאני שומע אחד התאילנדים קורא לי יונס, יונס, אז אני יצאתי לראות מה המצב.
After a while, one of the Thai calls him Yunus, Yunus, so he went out to see what's going on.
אז ראיתי שהוא קורא לי והוא מסמן לי עם הידיים שלו שיש אופנוע מתקרב אלינו.
The Thai makes signs to him like motorcycle. I realized motorcycle.
אז אמרתי לו, שב,
I told the Thai to sit.
זה בדיוק איפה העצים, אני רואה את האופנוע עובר, עם שני מחבלים עליו, הוא עשה את הסיבוב ועצר בשער הדרומי.
He saw the two terrorists on a motorcycle coming all around and stopping in front of the gate.
אז אני מהפינה של הבניין איפה הרכב, מסתכל לאיזה כיוון הם הלכו, אז ראיתי שהוא עצר בשער, ומי שמאחורה ירד ובא לכיוון השער.
So I was standing on the corner of the building and I was watching him coming towards the gate. One of them got off the bike and come in front of the gate, walked towards the gate.
אז ראיתי שהוא התחיל לדחוף את השער, רוצה להיכנס, הבנתי שהוא רוצה להיכנס, והגדר שם לא כל כך טוב.
He was rattling the gate. He wanted to go in.
אז ראיתי שהוא מתעקש להיכנס, קיבלתי החלטה, אם אני לא אצא אליו, הוא ייכנס, ואם הוא ייכנס, המצב יהיה לא טוב.
I realized that he wanted to come in, and I had to make a decision, because if he would have gone in, the situation would be really bad.
אז לפני שיצאתי בשנייה, צעקתי לחבר'ה, אמרתי להם, תסתתרו, יש לנו מחבלים.
So before I walked out towards him, I told the guys, hide, we have terrorists here.
ויצאתי לדבר אותו בערבית, אמרתי לו, כן, מה אפשר לעזור לך?
And I spoke to him, I approached him, and I spoke to him in Arabic, and I asked, can I help you?
אז ראה שאני מדבר ערבית, שאל אותי, מי אתה? מה אתה עושה פה?
He realized I speak Arabic, and he asked me, who are you? What are you doing here?
אמרתי לו, אני בדואי, מוסלם, עובד פה.
I told him, I'm a Bedouin, I'm a Muslim, and I work here.
אז אני מדבר איתו, יש שם איזה טרקטור, ואני מדבר איתו חצי עם הראש שלי, אבל אני מתחבא, למה אני לא רואה את החבר שלו.
So I was kind of partially hiding behind a tractor, and I see his friend out there on a motorcycle still.
אז הוא אומר לי, תצא. אמרתי לו, אני מפחד מחבר שלך שיהרוג אותי.
He told me, come out behind the tractor, and he said, no, I'm afraid your friend may kill me.
אז אמר לי, תפתח את השער, אמרתי לו, אין לי מפתח של השער.
He said, open the gate. I told him, I don't have the key to the gate.
בדיוק הוא אומר לי, יש לך יהודים ערומים, תוציא את היהודים שיש לך בפנים.
Then he says, take out the Jews, take out the naked Jews that you have inside.
אז כשהוא אמר לי ככה, אני מרוב פחד לא יכולתי לעמוד על הרגליים.
When he said that, I got very scared. I couldn't stand on my feet.
אמרתי, איך הוא ידע שהם ערומים שבאו אליי? בטח שהוא ראה אותם.
How did he know that they're naked? He probably have seen them. I was so scared.
אמרתי לו, אין לי אף אחד, אני פה לבד.
I told him, I'm here on my own. There's nobody here.
אז התחיל לצעוק עליי, תוציא את היהודים, אני אומר לך. אמרתי לו, נשבע לך שאני פה לבד, אין לי אף אחד פה.
He started screaming on him, get the Jews out. He swore to him, nobody is here. There is nobody here.
ראיתי שהוא מתעקש, הוא רוצה את היהודים, אז אמרתי לו, אני אין לי קשר במה שאתה עושה פה, אני אבא לילדים, יש לי ילדים קטנים, אני מברנס משפחה, עזוב אותי, לך מפה.
I told him, look, I'm just working here. I'm a father. I have a family. I don't know anything. There's nobody here.
לקח לי בערך איזה 6-7 דקות להתווכח אותו, ואז הוא החליט לעלות על האופנוע ולעזוב את המקום שם.
After about 5-6 minutes of talking to him, he turned around and he boarded the motorcycle.
כשהוא התחיל לנסוע, הוא נפגש בזווית של הבניין עם 3 מחבלים, כשהם גם באו, דיברו פחות מחצי דקה ועזבו את השטח והלכו לחווה לידינו רחוקה אולי 2.5 קילומטר.
As they were leaving, they encountered three more terrorists. They spent a few seconds talking to each other, and then they started to move on from there to another farm.
אז כשהם התחילו לנסוע, אני באתי בריצה ורציתי לדעת איפה הלכו, אני מחפש, לא מצאתי אף אחד.
I turned around and I came running to see where they are. I couldn't find anybody.
כמעט שעה וחצי אני רץ וצועק, חבר'ה, מישהו שומע אותי, אף אחד לא ענה לי.
For about an hour, I was running around and screaming, and I couldn't see anybody.
So I will start from I'm talking. We are inside the building, inside the farm. After Gilad and Alyssa joined us, we were 8 people inside the building. The one you saw here, exactly this one, and we were laying on the floor inside this building. After you ran 8 kilometers, you didn't sleep at night, you didn't eat, you didn't drink. After you get food, because of Eunice, and then you feel much safe. We started to speak with him. He told us, we are in the middle of the fields of Gaza envelope. They have nothing to do here. Don't worry. We are in the middle of nowhere, so probably no one will come here, and you can feel safe. Everything is fine. And I started to text my family and friends, and after you, as I said, got food and water, and you ran 8 kilometers, all the adrenaline is going down, you become very tired. We all laid inside the floor, inside this building, on the floor inside this building. And then I was kind of, again, half sleeping. Eunice, I started to understand that something is going on, and Eunice ran towards us, shouting, there are terrorists on motorcycles coming here. We all stood up. Eunice turned around, we didn't see him anymore. And we had a few seconds to decide what to do. And we had a plan with the cotton field. But the terrorists arrived from this way. The cotton field was there. So we couldn't go out. And thanks God that one of the guys that were with us, Aviel, he noticed that the building is raised above the ground by a few centimeters, like 30, 40 centimeters. So we found ourselves underneath that building, hiding, like in a Holocaust story or a movie or experience. And this photo is from the October 7th. My friend took it behind me. I only got it a few months later. And these moments underneath that building where I don't have enough words to describe it, and I think I don't have enough time for that, because it's kind of short. It's like few minutes in real time life, but real lifetime. But during those moments, this was like your whole life. And I remember that for the first moments, we were in shock, laying underneath that building. Then we started to hear shouts in Arabic, very close to us, and we don't know Arabic. Unfortunately, we don't speak Arabic. And then we couldn't understand what's going on until we heard the sentence, Wen el Yahud. That means from Arabic to English, where are the Jews? Then we understood that was in the middle of the conversation. Then we could understand this sentence. And then we you're trying to avoid from understanding it, and then you have no other choice. And in that moment, I remember that I was kind of starting to accept that I will be dead soon. And it was an instinct for me to take my right hand, placed it on my eyes, and said, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, on repeat for a few minutes, I think, I can guess. And then the shouts in Arabic stopped from out of nowhere. Then nothing happened, and the shouts in Arabic stopped. And it was quiet, absolutely silence for 20 minutes. Nothing happened. Then Yunus started to call us. And we had no idea what to do, because you don't want to take any risk on your life, on his life. Even if I could hear my father's voice outside of this building, I would never go out. I was very afraid underneath. We all were very afraid underneath that building, until a moment that during this hour and a half after the terrorists went away, Yunus was talking on his phone. And he said, most of the time he spoke in Arabic and half of the time in Hebrew. And I could hear a sentence he said in Hebrew, okay, okay. He was during a phone call saying, okay, okay, I think I know where are they. I think I found them. Then he bent halfway underneath that building, saw us laying in couples, and kind of at the beginning he was kind of angry. Then it changed to laughing at us, saying, I'm trying to find a rescue for you. Are you hiding from me? Get outside from this building right now. Then we went out. 10 meters in front of us, 2 cars went inside the farm. 2 people, civilians, from a place called Patish, Moshav Patish. They rescued, I think, few hundreds of people only from the Nova during this morning. I think they were around 10, 15 people that drove back and forth from Patish to the Nova site and around to bring people, because I sent a location through the WhatsApp to my family. So we had they got a lot of locations everywhere. So they went to bring back to rescue those people. So they went inside the farm, they rescued us. I remember that we ran towards the cars. That was 1:22 p.m. exactly. I ran towards them and I stopped. I ran halfway, I stopped, I turned around, I went back to Yunus, I just gave him a huge hug. I told him, Yunus, thank you so much. You are our guardian angel. You saved our life. I have no words for that. And we all hugged him. And we turned around, went back to the car, inside the car. Yunus will keep what happened from those moments. And then we were driving for 30 minutes on the Gaza envelope area, rescuing. The drivers were rescuing another 20 people. We were at the end, 3 cars arrived to Moshav Maslul. This is also in Gaza envelope. We were on 3 cars, around 32 people. Yeah, that was crazy. From every bush you could see people. We stopped next to some bush. Then we could see people going out and asking for help. I thought maybe it's my computer. So and
טוב, אני רוצה להוסיף משהו, רק שתבינו, לא בגלל שאני דיברתי איתו בערבית הוא לא הרג אותי, המזל שיחק לנו שם.
I just want to add something that, not because I spoke Arabic, but
ביתו שבת 6 מרהט, איפה שאני גר, שהיו עובדים, נהרגו והם ידעו שהם ערבים, הרגו אותם.
on that day, 6 Bedouin members of his tribe from Rahat were also killed. Sorry, I stay corrected. He said I was lucky. I wasn't one of them.
4 נחטפו, אבא ו3 הילדים שלו.
A father and his 4 were kidnapped, a father and 3 kids.
בעסקה הראשונה שחררו אח ואחות.
And the first exchange of hostages, they released one brother and a sister.
ובעסקה השנייה שקיבלנו מידע שאבא והבן יוסף וחמזה זיאדנה רוצים להשתחרר.
On the second exchange, the father and the son were supposed to be released.
העירייה הכינה להם מקום בשביל שאנשים יבואו יברכו אותם. לפני העסקה ביומיים הם נהרגו שם בעזה.
The city were preparing to welcome them coming back on the second exchange, but then just 2 days later we found out that they were killed.
ואני, שהם הלכו לפטיש, רצו לקחת אותי איתם, אמרתי להם, תוך שעה המשטרה יבוא, יעזרו לנו, ייקחו אותנו הביתה, אני והתאילנדים.
he said, why don't you come with us? But I said, well, within an hour or two, somebody will come and help us and the Thai workers.
והשעה לקחה למשטרה עד יום שני בערב, לא יכלנו לצאת משם, אני והתאילנדים.
It took until Monday until somebody came. We couldn't leave.
המשטרה נתנה לי פקודה, אם אני יוצא מהשטח לפי הרכב שלי, שדומה לרכב של המחבלים, המסוק היה מעלינו, אמרו לי, אם אתה יוצא, המסוק מוריד אותך.
The police told me, don't leave with the car, because the car you have is the same car used by the terrorists. If you leave with the car, the helicopters will shoot you down.
אז מיום שבת, יום שני, בשעה 5:30 בערב, קיבלתי טלפון מהמשטרה לשים דגל על הרכב ולהתחיל לנסוע הביתה.
So he stayed there from Saturday to Monday. And on Monday at 5:30, he got an okay from the police to put an Israeli flag on the car and start driving out with the car.
ואז אני אמרתי למשטרה שהמסוק עדיין מעלינו. הוא אומר לי, אל תדאג, הכל בסדר, דיווחנו על הרכב שלך.
I told him, but the helicopter is still up there. And so the police told us, don't worry, we told them about your car.
אז כשיצאתי, המקום שאנחנו עובדים איתו זה שטח צבאי, זה ממש 100 מטר אחרי הגדר שלנו.
Just outside, there's a military area just outside of where the farm is.
כשיצאתי, אני רואה אולי 100 טנקים עומדים עם חיילים, וכולם מסתכלים עליי, מאיפה הרכב הזה בא?
So when I go out and suddenly I see almost 100 tanks with many soldiers and they're all looking at me, who are you, who am I, where I'm coming from?
ואני מחייך, יש לי דגל ישראל, ואני נוסע לאט, ואני עושה לחיילים לייקים, שהכל בסדר.
I'm driving, I have the Israeli flag on the car and I'm driving slowly and I make signs that all is okay to the Israeli soldiers.
גם מהחיילים יכולתי גם אני למות, אבל גם עולים עזר לי בגלל שעזרתי להם.
I could have been killed by these soldiers, but God helped me because I helped somebody else. I helped them.
עד שיום שני בערב הגעתי הביתה למשפחה, וגם המשפחה שלי לא ידעה כלום, היו מתקשרים אליי, אז לא אמרתי להם כלום, אמרתי להם שאני בסדר, הם לא ידעו שאני נמצא עם מחבלים.
Yeah, my family didn't know exactly that I was with terrorists, but finally I got home.
והגעתי למשפחה בשלום וסיפרתי להם שאני באו אליי מחבלים, באו אליי אנשים שעזרתי להם ובאו אליי מחבלים שחיפשו אותם.
I told them that, you know, I was there and the terrorists came and they were looking for them, they were all around us.
אז הם היו רואים בסרטונים בטלוויזיה שהמחבלים עשו דברים שאפשר לעגל אותם בראש.
They said we saw on the television things that we cannot even grasp in our heads what it was.
אז כשהספרתי למשפחה שלי, את הבנות שלי התחילו לחבק אותי, ואשתי מסתכלת עליי והתחילה לצעוק עליי.
So when I told them the story, my daughter started hugging me, but my wife started screaming at me.
למה היא צעקה עליי? אני לפני 7 באוקטובר בשנה נפטר לי הבן הבכור שלי.
Why did she scream on me? Because exactly a year earlier, my oldest son,
היה בן 26.
he was 26.
אז היא אומרת לי, הבן שלך נפטר, ואם היו הורגים אותך, מה אנחנו נעשה?
My son died at 26, and my wife said, if they would have killed you, what would we have done?
אמרתי לה, הכל בסדר, אני פה עומד לידך, אני שלם, אני עזרתי לאנשים, ואלוהים עזר לכולנו.
I'm okay. I'm now here. I've helped other people. Thanks God I'm here.
ותודה רבה לכם.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Just last few things that I want to share with you, and then we'll. Yeah, sorry. So, when Yunus is not with me, I'm showing this picture, but he's with me. This is a TV article that has made about our story. I would love to share with you that you can hear more. And this is last thing that I want to share with you. This is a picture, I think, from the 4th of September, this month, like a month ago. Yunus got the Bravery Award from the President of Israel about this act. Which is a huge thing in Israel. Yunus and another 13 people, some of them are not alive, they died during October 7th, and got this amazing award from the President of Israel. And I want to thank you for listening to us, and Chag Sameach, Chag Sukkot Sameach. May all the hostages will be back home as soon as we can, as possible, and Chag Sukkot Sameach. תודה רבה. Thank you.
אתה מוכן לנגן? עכשיו? יאללה. So, I want to tell you something. That when we heard Shalev speak last time, the rabbi at Beth David said, you know, Shalev is a very talented singer. But since October 7th, he really hasn't been able to do it. And he hadn't at all. And then he came up with his guitar. And I thought, okay, very talented, we'll see. And then he started playing, and his voice is from heaven. And we convinced him to do it again. So here we go.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. I practice it. Yeah. No, it's not mine. It's like it's Teilim. It's Teilim. It's like. I will be sorry about it, but I will need for confidence the chords in front of me. I have to do it. Yeah, exactly. שיר למעלות, אשא עיניי אל ההרים, מאין יבוא, מאין יבוא עזרי, עזרי מעם השם, עושה שמיים וארץ, אל יתן עמוס רגליך, אל ינום שומרך, הנה לא ינום ולא ישן, שומר ישראל. השם שומרך, השם צילך, על יד ימינך. Without the guitar, I will leave it. יומם השמש לא יככה, וירח בלילה. השם ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך, השם ישמור צאתך ובואך, מעתה ועד עולם. מעתה ועד עולם. Thank you. We can do Luyahi if you want. We can try Luyahi if you want to. If we want. Yes? Okay. Sorry. Sorry for my זיופים. It's like... So this one is a very known song in Israel by Naomi Shemer. She is my probably best, my favorite writer in Israel music. And she wrote this song, Lu Yahi, she was like inspired by Let It Be of Led Zeppelin, not Led Zeppelin, the Beatles. Sorry, the Beatles. My favorite band is Led Zeppelin. And this song was for Yom Kippur War. And this can be like connected again. The history is writing itself again or something the same. עוד יש מפרש לבן באופק מול ענן שחור כבד כל שנבקש לו יהי ואם בחלונות הערב אור נרות החג רועד כל שנבקש לו יהי לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי כל שנבקש לו יהי לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי כל שנבקש לו יהי. Thank you. תודה רבה. Thank you so much.
I want to say something. I'm just a translator. But in 1968, when I was born in Israel, and I went to an agricultural boarding school. I arrived to my room where I had to stay with 4 other kids. We were 5. And one of them says to me, my name is Adli El-Grinawi. I'm a Bedouin, Muslim, and I am your roommate. And I said, I stayed with Ali El-Grinawi. He was my friend. He was in my room for 2 years. We were together in high school for 4 years, and we remained friends for many years. I got married, and he got married, had children. Unfortunately, Ali died relatively young from one of those bad diseases that we all know. So I was asked by Temple Judea, where my daughter is the executive director, to help and pick them up when they arrived. And I only knew them by their first name and not their last name. And on the way, a day beforehand, I get the list of their last name, and I realized that his name is Yunus El-Grinawi. And I said, El-Grinawi is a very known, respected, great tribe of Bedouins in the Negev. There couldn't be 2. And I quickly found out that his father was the uncle of Ali El-Grinawi, my friends. So I'm sorry, Shalev, when in Fort Lauderdale, El Al flight, 6:45 in the morning, when they came out, I ran to hug him. So I just wanted to share this little thing. Thank you.
תודה רבה. שב. תודה רבה. שלו יונס. אין לנו מילים. Kaddish, page 598, Please rise as we remember all those lost in that terrible day and since. Zochanam levracha, may their memories be a blessing. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chaye echon uv'yom echon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'gala v'izman kori v'yamru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kedusha baruchu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'miran bi'alma v'yamru amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. We can remain standing. Achenu, if it's on your song sheet, is a prayer for captives. It's in the traditional prayer book and the conservative prayer book. It's used today. You'll think it's new, but it's hundreds of years old, and the melody is only a few decades old. Please join us.
Achenu kol beit Yisrael, Achenu kol beit Yisrael, הנתונים בצרה, בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. המקום ירחם, ירחם עליכם, ויוציאם מצרה. לרווחה ומאפלה לאורה, ומשיבולי גאולה השתה, בגלה ובזמן קריב. אחינו כל בית ישראל, אחינו כל בית ישראל, הנתונים בצרה, בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. המקום ירחם, ירחם עליהם, ויוציאם מצרה לרווחה, ומאפלה לאורה, ומשיבולי גאולה השתה, בגלה ובזמן קריב.
So we're going in a moment to go in the lobby. There's some food, and if you'd like to take the food and then go into the sukkah and say we'll join together for blessings in the sukkah. But I just want to say before we conclude that before Shalev and Eunice spoke, we talked about the idea of fragility turning into holiness. And one just last idea about Sukkot, one of the ideas of Yom Kippur is that on Yom Kippur we think about what is the absence, what is joy. And it's not the absence of pain. Joy is the courage to build on and to go on. It's what Israel's doing. It's what we're doing. God willing, this week, October 7th will be midnight tonight. God willing, this will be the last week when we have to worry about the hostages. Hopefully they'll come home. But in the meantime, we mark our courage to continue on by turning to each other and saying, Chag Sameach. There we go, from strength to strength.
Yeah.
זייפתי כל השיר הראשון בצורה מזעזעת.
So I want to get the. Can I give you a check or just yes for the? Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
thank you, תודה.
All right, I'll be right back down. I'm sure everyone's going to want to say.